Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this short webinar. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. This is going to be an example of how I would go through your specific details. For this particular case, I'm going to start with just basically going through what I've built for myself as a plan, so that you guys can see what a plan would be, and then we can again go over your specifics. I'm going to start here with, this is my state of Georgia resident license. I do hold licenses in several other states, including yours, but I wanted to start here because this is where I'm at in the state of Georgia as a resident, to let you know, that's where I am to begin with. So basically, I do like to typically start with the provider lookup here. So in my area, I did start here. I could look up, first a specific doctor if you have one. So I'm going to start with my doctor to show that I've looked at my name. There he is right there, Brandon Parrots. And let's see here. So he is the doctor. He is in network. Now, if you were out of town, because this is a nationwide PPO plan, if you need something, need to find a doctor, then we could do that as well. Or if you just don't have a doctor yet, we can also just look up primary care right here. It shows there's a 688 doctors in my area to choose from within a 25-mile radius. So you can also look up hospitals as well. So we can look up here just all of the hospitals. We can also do search by specialty if we need to, but these are basically everything that's in my area. There's about 34 hospitals in my 25-mile radius here. So as far as major facilities go, so you're not driving way out of your way during an emergency, they are going to be, these are going to be all the ones that are going to be in my area, but we would look up one of your areas. So let me know if you're curious about one that we don't see in that particular list at that time. But Premier Choice is great, but it only works as well as you make it work for you. Don't go to the ER for sickness that has gotten out of hand when there are definitely other checkpoints to keep your costs down. Basically, the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to go to the health coverage summary. Now, this is where I do the this is where I actually look up the quotes in the quoting software, as well as put in applications. It is a secure website, so I'm going to have to go through the two-factor process here and log in. Okay. All right. So we're in. Now, I would then go to the process here, and we would get in here, and I'm going to look up, I already actually looked up my own, make it a little bit easier, just for example purposes here, because actually I've already written myself, so can't do it twice, but basically go through all of the different ways to tailor make the plan for someone. So I'm going to pull this up right here, and this is going to be the health coverage summary that we go over here. Okay, so the coverage is first dollar benefits, meaning that it's front loaded with benefits and without having to satisfy the deductible first. Anytime you use the in-network provider, that's why I would look up the providers in your network, in the network, to make sure that they are there. You're going to receive a pre-negotiated contracted rate between the provider and the Cigna network, and the plan takes off a percentage of the bill up front. Cigna does have a nationwide average of about 64% right off the top there. In addition to that, the plan will pay an additional $75 for the office visit, instead of you having to be responsible for the total charge of a visit like a traditional deductible plan. All you simply have to do is pay the remaining charge of the visit after the two benefits are applied. The first dollar benefits apply not just to the office visit, but if you have an X-ray or lab work for blood drawn or any of the other procedures, the bill will come into you in the mail about a month later, in the form of what they call an EOB, or explanation of benefits. I actually have some of those pulled up right here from some people that are on the plan. This is a pediatric sickness visit. As you can see, there's never any kind of out-of-pocket cost, but typically we keep those as low as possible. So as you can see here, after this is how much the total charges were, then there's the provider discount, then there's the plan benefits, and afterwards it looks like there was a leftover amount of about $3.22. In this case here, this is just a regular doctor's visit for a checkup, it looks like. And at this point, there is $0. So sometimes there is some cost, sometimes there's zero cost. This is one is more of like they had to go to a specialist. They had to have a doctor's visit, had a couple labs and tests run here. There's the total amount there. Then first they take that provider discount off. Then they apply the plan benefits, and at this point, it looks like there's about $26.73 left over. So sometimes it's zero, sometimes it's little, but we typically find that they are going to be less than most of the copays that you would normally see on a traditional plan. But being this doesn't have any copays, then basically this is what comes in the mail later on, and you could send a check to the doctor, and next time you see them, you just take care of it at that point. The other feature that comes with this plan is MD Live. Now, MD Live is going to be something where it gives you access to board-certified physician 24 hours a day. You can either dial the 1-800 number or use their app, what the doctor has the ability to do is to listen to your symptoms or view your symptoms. If you're using the app, you can use the FaceTime feature on there and diagnose you over the phone or the app, and then send you your prescription to the nearest pharmacy that you choose without having to go see a doctor. So it's beneficial if you're in a time crunch or don't want to go see a doctor for an antibiotic. The three main things that we typically see people use this for to treat is going to be general health or mental health or even something like dermatology. Now, your only limitation with the service is they're not going to be able to get any kind of narcotics or controlled substances over the phone. So if you have pain that bad that you think you need painkillers for, you're going to want to go see a doctor, get that looked at instead of having to go over the phone or the app. Okay. Now there is wellness benefits as well in most states. We have to verify that in your specific state, but again, most of them do. So as far as wellness goes, it is similar to a doctor's visit. You're going to be receiving the Cigna pre-negotiated rate. I'll send you, provide a lookup so we can make sure again that your doctor is in network. The plan basically is going to pay the amounts along with the in-network pre-negotiated rates, just like a doctor's visit for like an accident or a sickness. Okay, so these are all the things. So basically physicals or lab diagnostics, X-ray diagnostics, EKG, Pap smear, colonoscopies. Basically all the things that normally need to see the doctor for like a yearly or semi-annual basis. So now we're gonna get into the major medical portion here, which is classified under the Premier Med. So getting into that coverage, which is more than likely why you'd be looking for insurance, being that you or your family are pretty much healthy. You probably don't go to the doctor outside of seasonal illness, but you'll want to have coverage. God forbid something ever were to happen. Basically, what Premier Med is going to do is give you access to the $3,000 max out of pocket. God forbid, again, if any of those catastrophic events were to happen, such as heart attack, cancer, stroke, car accident, organ transplant, permanent paralysis, terminal illness, you can upgrade to this feature. And all you have to do is satisfy the $3,000 deductible, and the insurance pays 100%. So there's no 80-20 or 70-30 percentage where you will still be left paying or remaining balance after that. The worst case, is going to be $3,000. For example, if you were to go on a run, you had a heart attack, now you have a $200,000 bill waiting on you. After everything is said and done, you're simply going to be satisfying a $3,000 max out of pocket. Insurance company is going to cover the remaining $197,000. There's no cap on that, unlike other plans out there. This is why the company does medically qualify their clients before approving them for the plan. They're going to cover you indefinitely after that $3,000 satisfied. So it's kind of like having car insurance. On a $20,000 car, and you make your deductible $18,000 to make sure that your premium stays low. But if you get in a car accident, you can't go and change your deductible to $200 to get the more benefits like that. It just doesn't work. So that's exactly what this plan does. Is you have between 90 to 180 days from the date of accident or a diagnosis to upgrade if you so choose. And it is your choice. That is completely up to you. They do not classify something and immediately upgrade you. That is your choice if you decide to do so. But The company also helps offset this upgrade in the event of a minor accident, which is categorized by anything under $10,000. And that is where the accident protection comes into play. So basically, if you have a ER bill for $8,000, say you're casted, MRI, the whole 9 yards for a broken arm, you're not satisfying that $3,000 max out of pocket. Instead, in my case here, with the way I built the plan, it's going to be a $500 deductible, and they're going to pay the rest. Now, if you do, the only time you actually access the Premier Med upgrade features, if you have a major medical events that will exceed something like $20, $30, $40,000, $100, $200,000, like I was mentioning before, there's no cap on that. So even if it's $1 million or $2 million, bill, you're still only responsible for $3,000 max out of pocket. Now, for myself, I also, built in an extra accident protector, so I do actually have access to another $7,500 of accident protection with just a $250 deductible as well. So that's something that's one of the features that we can get into and find out if it's something that you would like or need. But anything under that, and I'm just paying that deductible. So the only time, again, we're going to be using the Premier Med if something major happens. So basically, you have the benefits for everyday accident, sickness, doctor's visits, ground ambulance, chiropractic if you need it, lab work, X-rays, the whole 9 yards. So basically, it just depends on what's best for you in your price range and in your what you need as far as your coverage would be. And that's what we would sit down and discuss your specifics for. So if you think that this is going to be something that could work for you, or if you want to just explore options to find out possibly if it could work for you, let me know. We can just schedule a time again to go over your specifics and go through this entire health coverage summary with your specific plan that I built for you, and then we can tailor make that and adjust it however you'd like. So let me know, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this.